And whoops, so they're not didn't even enter the stream key. Jesus, I'm really fucking really losing my edge. Really, not that I ever had.
Fucking you and me both.
It's hold on, right? It's I'm about to say recording and streaming, and there's literally no stream key. So what are you? You're not streaming to anyone, you fucking retard. Try that. All right, now that's streaming. So three, two, one. Now we're streaming. All right, on
All
Thursday,
right.
September 19th, 2024 at 12:23 p.m. Eastern Time with Dr. Astronaut Clay Martin, who's been on here a zillion times before. His credentials are in the description. He's the most interesting man in the world. It doesn't matter if none of the credentials are true. They're still credentials in my mind, and that's all I. Not to make like a really cheesy boomer joke. I was about to be like, if a man can identify as a woman, I'm like, that just sounds like I'm 75. Hey, well, I identify as, will you shut the fuck up?
Lost my guns in a boating
Yeah, but
accident.
I
Fuck you.
identify as a patriot. Will you fucking hang yourself? So I don't know. On that merry introduction, guys, go into the description. Please go grab his books: Prairie Fire, Wrath of the Wendigo, Concrete Jungle, Barbarian Spirit, and I think there might be more. Those are the only four I have off the top of my head. Go into the description. Follow him on Twitter. Go grab the books. Give him a couple shekels. But yeah, and so it's kind of become like a topic the last couple shows, and so I'm trying to flesh out my own psyop for what it is that's going on. And my best bet, if I had to put money on it, my best bet, and it's not that great. It's the U.S. government, and they obviously want to perceive how it's manipulated and shown on social media. And then you could also and a side psyop could be you could also test the newest AI videos and put up some fake drone videos shot over Atlanta and see if you can blend it in to the fray, see how good they are at being indistinguishable, kind of add to the noise. You could use that in emergency. And then the other is that we've seen the importance of drone warfare in Russia, Ukraine, how it's completely revolutionized it. I mean, taking out Abrams or Bradleys with little fucking Radio Shack drones is a pretty insane, I guess, paradigm of asymmetry. Makes sense that we're hoovering up all that information and applying it to our own drones. And so as not to become obsolete. And then I was thinking yesterday, the kind of running idea that aircraft carrier strike groups are obsolete.
They have been for a long time.
And they haven't, and we have 13 of them at however many, and we have them more planned out to like 20. How would you make them not obsolete?
You
Bet you
can't.
could put a, well, I
They've
was
actually.
gonna, they can always be hit. My point is I bet you could probably store 100,000 drones on them.
Oh,
Use
that's
them
fucking
pretty,
true.
and that's
Yeah,
how,
that's
because
fucking
it's sunk
G.
cost. We've already built them. They're nuclear
Yeah.
powered. And so what would then be what you could do with that? It might be, well, because they think they're coming from the ocean, that might be some form of like stealth launching. And then you go, well, they're not that stealthy. There's three of them. It might be that there's 100,000 and that they
Right.
are camouflaging themselves as three. Or they might be 100 miles that way and with some weird 3D hologram, it looks like they're over your city. So that's my best bet is it's drones launched from carriers. Anyway,
I'm totally fucking down. No, it's
good show.
fucking sweet. We're good. No, no, look, all this shit makes sense. Let me back up one step to the carriers real quick. This is actually a lot of thing that even like fucking strategic thinker dicks get wrong if they're army guys or if they're not in the fucking navy. Carriers have actually been obsolete since the advent of in-flight refueling. The carrier battle groups are only good for picking on third world fucking chuckleheads that don't have a fucking air force, and they're great for that, but that's really all that they're good for. Most people don't understand this. The Brits lost. It wasn't a carrier, but it was a big ass ship in the Falklands War in 1980 in Argentina. It turns out that a fucking anti-ship missile will wreck your shit. Uh, so they're not really a strategic weapon the way we think about it. They're only for, like I said, picking on, goat herders and shit. But you're right. Well, full of 100,000 is probably fucking light, bro. You're probably
Yeah, I
talking like
mean,
those things are fucking huge. You're probably talking a quarter mil,
yeah,
and that's crazy. But I think the biggest thing about drones is the guy that put it best is actually a dude on Twitter named Tim on Point. That's an ex-SEAL, and I hate to give SEALs any credit, but I will when they do something right. he put it like months ago as drones have changed warfare as much as machine guns did, and it's going to take us, 30 years to catch up on this. If you look back at like when machine guns first hit the battlefield, I mean, fucking game changer.
Yeah,
That
the
also
Maxim.
allowed, yeah, the Maxim allowed, relatively small force to absolutely kick the shit out of a proportionally much bigger force. And then it was a long time. It was, probably reasonably even the end of World War II before we had really developed tactics, both proper use of the machine gun as we see it, and we still do it today, and how to counter that scary ass thing that will kill the shit out of you. And yeah, it took a long time. And it's still kind of actually developing, if we're being totally honest. Drones will be that with the next 30 years. Oh my God, you will see the lopsided, like somebody just absolutely got the shit beat out of them because they weren't expecting drones, or somebody invented a countermeasure that nobody else knew about. This is the new arms race, and it's probably the most important thing happening today as far as warfare goes.
Absolutely. It's and to think that, I mean, uh, not to again just go full boomer, not to like give credit to the government, but I mean, they're retarded and they're pedophiles, but they're also really smart. A lot of them are very like we DARPA is real. Like they don't
Yeah.
it's not fake. And so, you know, when you look at how far ahead the SR-71 Blackbird was, or the F-117 Nighthawk, or the B-2, like they're retarded and they're evil, but they are very good at this. And do you think that we have not truly hoovered up every single kilobyte of drone data of every drone flight in Ukraine in the we have used all of that to use some machine thinking to go what is the best way to go about it, and then how would we apply that to existing for so with
Well,
like
yeah,
carriers you could
fine.
be like you can nuke a carrier, it's like
Right,
sure, but but then it's mutual assured destruction, so you're probably
right.
not going to. Well, you can drone swarm it. Well, you could counter drone swarm it. I mean, if they can fit like 50 fucking Harriers on a carrier, I mean, and that's with all the human, the biological life support systems. Can you imagine if you just had racks? I mean, legitimately like racks. Like you pull
Yeah,
up like a CD rack of drones in a carrier, not even
a
one that is like
CD, a CD rack, you fucking boomer.
yeah, a CD rack. If you put Dark Side of the Moon, if you fucking but if you did that, even just Crash Course didn't even make a purpose-built carrier. Just was like, yeah,
Yeah,
take the Poseidon plane off and put this in there. Okay,
yeah,
drone swarm, counter drone swarm.
yeah,
Yeah. So why wouldn't you do that? So now you have 13 mobile things and what if they get smaller? 250,000, 750,000, million, and you could do resupply, like resupply ships instead of food, fucking do the drones.
yeah,
Yeah, because now you
yeah,
have 13 moving bases of a million drones. That
yeah.
doesn't sound very obsolete. Again, you can nuke them, but you've been able to do that since the 50s, but you
Right,
don't because it comes back. So it kind of
right,
it voids itself out when you'll nuke them. No, you won't. So I don't
right.
know.
Well, you got to know where they are too. I mean, you can make smaller carriers than that hold 50,000. All there's the evolution of it will be absolutely fucking absurd. And I hope you're right about our government. Kind of. I don't love those guys. Okay, they have been in the past historically sometimes very competent. I feel like though for the last 15, maybe 20 years, they've been complete dumbasses. And maybe even for the last 10. We may actually be at a point where we are fucking this up because drones don't cost enough money. We may be so far into empire, and this is my real fear. And I'm out of the government now. I don't have a fucking clearance anymore, any of that bullshit. It's just my feeling of what I see. I really feel like we may have fucked this up and be so far behind the power curve because we've had so much, DEI at Boeing and F-35s that are stupidly expensive and don't work, and it's all rip off fucking contract shit. I think we may actually be so far behind on drone technology that it should be fucking scary.
Yeah.
I think it's a real possibility, and I think if that's true, this is the other crazy thing about the drones right now, and it's not like this is my original thinking on this, but it's kind of a consolidated opinion of a lot of other people. It is an asymmetric solution to a carrier group. The way that the Houthis, for instance, who was like a fifth-rate bunch of chuckle fucks, basically drove the Navy out of the Red Sea. Like, as a bro that understands naval supremacy, like, holy shit. Like that that was impossible 15 years ago. That was laughable 15 years ago. And now they're capable. That's scary. That is
Hmm.
very scary. One of the other things that people tend to miss about naval supremacy, because we've been in land-centric wars for the last 20 years, non before that, U.S. power has always actually been naval power. It's the
Hmm.
fact that our Navy was fucking scary that makes commerce work and makes people not actually fuck with us. And since, at least since the fall of the Soviet Union, we've policed like the entire world waters ourselves. The Navy is the service also that's fallen the furthest behind in the last 25. They are fucking incompetent. We see a bunch of goober shit and women wrecking boats. Well, that sounds really sexist. Like, well, they keep doing it, so
It's
it's what's
pattern.
up.
Yeah.
It's a fucking pattern.
Yeah.
So the downfall of the U.S. Navy that precedes the downfall of the entire empire. You can't project naval power. You can't even get your soldiers anywhere that fucking matter. What are you gonna do?
Mhm.
Take fucking rowboats? Like, there's not enough airlift to get them anywhere else.
Yeah. No, it's not even in the same like paradigm of movement of like you can put it in a C5 Galaxy. It's like sure, great, they're huge. The inefficiency compared to just like a giant fucking boat, like the
Right,
fuel difference, the number of them you can have, the understanding of technology, the you gotta real again, unless you're a woman, you're not just gonna like accidentally crash a boat. Like it is sure you can do a plane, but like you don't want it. That's for insane shit like the Berlin airlift.
right.
That's not your you can't that's not your backbone. Um, I do think that that's correct. I mean, it could be rotted through. Um, I also I also kind of look at, it's like the meme, like the bus meme of like it's Weimar conditions. Like it's Weimar conditions. Like it's
Right,
the
right,
I
right,
also
right,
look
right,
at it as
right.
like it's end of empire and like Trump won with an overwhelming mandate. It's like it's end of empire. Historically, we're gonna go one of two ways now. The past, we're not going back. It's either complete and utter hollowing out and destruction, or it's historically a pretty hardcore revolution for at least another couple centuries. So I'm kind of leaning towards like I'm kind of leaning towards that as I've been very open. Like, yeah, no, I mean, I look, it's like the only way out of this is space fascism. I'm like, the only way out of this is I mean, I think you and I talked. I was like, yeah, I was like, by having less of like an idea of like the white hats and the good guys, that's never the case. Grow the fuck up.
Right,
I look at
right,
it more as just like it's kind of like the World Economic Forum weird, kind of 3D printed meat. Fucking, age is just a number. There is no God. Billionaires. Okay. And then there's like the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like fucking, 10 new kids a year, jacked up on HGH, worth $1 trillion, and slap American flags on rockets. And do they do defense contracting? Yeah. You fucking cuck. Of course they do. It's one or the other. It's which team do you want? And I'm like,
right.
yeah, that's my team. Are they perfect? Fuck no. I don't. Am
Right.
I perfect? Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
If you give me the choice of a 15-minute city or Space Marine power armor, I know where I'm
yeah,
going.
but
Yeah.
they're gonna be trillionaires. Shut the fuck up. I don't. It's the meme I posted yesterday, which is really, really it did something to my heart, and it was I think I pinned it. Me. So, Karl Marx, that's basically what the world is like in 2018. What's your analysis of the situation? Is capitalism still doomed? Karl Marx. Holy shit, you went to the moon? Me. Does communism still have a future, though? Karl Marx. The moon in the sky. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, yeah, of course it's fucked. Like, shut the fuck up. So, that's kind of how I look at it. And, we know Elon's essentially married to Trump now, and was there last night. I mean, so I guess I look at it as like you're not wrong. The end of empire, the DEI, the failure, the rotting out of the Navy, absolutely. But I feel like we're kind of at the rallying point where it can be as Tim Dillon so eloquently called this past election. It's 4:30 in the morning. A lot of people have passed out at the party, and you just called a drug dealer. And on the last ring, he said, "What?" And you go, "Can you be here in 30 minutes?" And he goes, "Yeah, I can be there in 30 minutes." And he goes, "Your life changes in that moment." Does that mean that your life's
It's like
fixed? Absolutely not. But the next 12 hours are fucking solid. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, Well, the empire won't last for 1,000 years. Kick it down the road for another 250. Give us a clean
Right.
five. And hey, America, Britain did its thing, Persia did its thing. We'll be the ones that did the internet and got us to space. Sure, whatever.
Awesome.
I think we can. I think it's a 4:30 a.m. and Trump just picked up the call and he's like, "I'll be there in a gold Cadillac in 30 minutes." Like, is it perfect? No, but I mean, grow the fuck up. So I guess that's where my optimism comes in. And as you would always tweet, you'd be like, "Listen, Dominion's gonna choose this election and prepare accordingly." And I was like, "Yeah, they probably are." I don't know what the fuck happened. I would imagine that what happened itself has a lot of implications. It means that there is power within the government. Doesn't mean they're white hats. It could just be guys going, "We're going to get more
Right.
defense contracts."
Yeah. Completely.
Raytheon's not making money if it goes to China.
That's absolutely true.
So
No, it's a wild one, and this is
it's a Hail Mary, and
it
they
is, yeah,
somehow caught it. Did they
right,
deserve to win? No, they're a worse team on paper.
right,
But the game's over, the confetti's falling, they got the trophy, and you're like, fuck me. I mean,
yeah. Well, look at this from my position, and I did say all that, and I did believe it. I
so did
I
I.
didn't, yeah, I didn't think they would let Trump win, and I didn't think, and we'll still see on this one, that they would let him live long enough to be fucking elected. But I do feel like something changed. And what exactly, I don't know. And that just sends me, further down the conspiracy fucking rabbit hole of did Trump make a deal? Is JD Vance like, his guy that is there to make sure that he sticks to the fucking deal? I don't know, but I do know this. If my choice in America is like you said, the fucking billionaire teams, and it's cut your dicks off, or we're all going to make some money and have lower taxes. Again, like if it's a binary choice, like I pick that one.
Yeah. And
So
it
if
is a
that's what
binary choice.
right, and if that's what we've done, if we've shifted power from the East Coast weirdo Satanist child molesters to the West Coast, I don't know. At least they like grown women most of the
Transhumanist,
time.
tech
Yeah,
god
whatever.
kind of
That
creeps.
that is still better. Maybe it's not my perfect desired outcome, but it is still better. So I'll
Yeah.
take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the idea of like it's not perfect when literally ever in your life has it ever one time been perfect.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I mean, maybe like Christmas when you're 10. But
Right.
like like that's one day. I mean, what? It's 3,600 days in a decade, like 3672 what I'm probably coming up on like 11,000, 12,000 days. All right, so 1 out of 12,000. Like so just as it's not perfect, legitimately fuck yourself. But then
Well, and
like
well, look at this too. Like, is this going kind of our way right now? Yeah, I'm kind of happy how it goes. Now, say April 1st or April 2nd came out on April Fool's Day. Trump is like, all right, everything's good, but I need all the white guys to fight China and Russia. Well, then that's like a bridge that we crossed then. Like, okay, well, hold on. Like, I was down with all this shit. I don't know, dog. Maybe no. But we
yeah,
deal with the problems as they come.
and be on I'd rather be on that trajectory of having to deal with that when we get there instead of like it's so much as opposed to like Trump's still in power, Biden's a clone. It's fun, but I'd much rather be on like the no, he did win. Maybe he made a deal, but you know what?
He
I'd
fucking won.
rather us have to deal with this problem now and be like, is he a plan? But it's such like a lesser problem to deal with than like
Exactly. Yes.
it's landing the plane because it depressurized. And so, well, now, the pilot's like, now we got to undergo a review. It's like that, the review's going to suck, but we didn't plow to a mountain at like point 0.9 Mach,
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, I'm looking at it as like, you see those videos, people are like, I believe Kamala is still going to be elected. And here's why. I'm like, I'm happy I'm not in that position because I have been that guy. Like, no,
Me
wait,
too.
this is how Trump's going to win. And in
Right.
1704, like, some
Right.
fucking thing. Like, yeah, it's, due to the Magna Carta, 1215. They're like, so I'd rather be in that position. Yeah, I don't know, but I tend to, it's like I think another important thing to kind of highlight is like Zuckerberg, right? I don't think he's changed as a person, but maybe he has,
Yeah.
but I don't really think he has. People are like he's a bro now. He's doing yes and no. Yes, because he appears like that. No, because he's a chameleon. But that to me, that is like a legitimately good thing. It's like, yeah, no, they're soulless they're soulless blank canvases who will paint on whatever fucking makeup they have to make money. I'd much rather that than like an ideological, we're going down with the ship. That's a dangerous
True.
person. If
That's very true.
if Zuckerberg's now just like wearing chains and has a tan and it's all about like eating meat, I'm like, he's malleable.
He's
Good.
bent the knee.
Yeah, in
Good.
fact, he's like, yeah, fuck it, let's go to space. Let's go mine some asteroids. American Empire. Like,
We'll
so
put Facebook on Mars. That's fine.
yeah, well, fuck do I care? Like Bezos is meeting with him. People are like, he's just saying that because Trump won. I'm like, that's fantastic. Like,
That's how this shit works.
because that tells me all you really need to do is change about the top 1% of 1% at the apex, and everyone else, the same people that are cowards that got to this us to this position, they're cowardly, meaning they're just gonna go along with the new one. You
Yeah.
really only need to change like the peak. So I don't know. I've kind of been ranting.
No, I totally get it, man. No, it's true. And like I said, man, this is at least no matter what, it's a better trajectory than we could have been on. I don't know what this world would look like if if Kamala won or if there was some like crazy fuckery with the election and then nobody decided. Either one of those could have gone hot. And going hot at this point in time is not ideal. It's not it's not great. All right. I like my trash being taken out. I like power and like, you know, fucking food at the grocery store, this kind of shit. Does that mean that we're not getting like fooled and bamboozled and I don't know. It looks better than the fucking alternative did.
Yeah, I just seeing you kind of in like the hoodie leaning over and being like, listen, I just feel like you're like a really bad lawyer, but it's the only one I can afford. You're like it's you're like, listen, I don't fucking listen. I don't know. Maybe they've already merged with machines and they've made a deal with Moloch. I'm doing my best here, Tommy. Like
Right, right.
this, they found the body. You're doing at least 10. All right. Like
Right.
I'm like, fuck, all right. But yeah, no, it's like it's no fuck that if Kamala won, if there was no what if the bullet, I don't know, literally blew his fucking head off in 4K, 240 FPS? You know?
Right.
So I'm kind of just like, let's take the we'll deal with the airline review now. Like it's
Right.
fine.
Right.
So but then to I guess shift it into PSYOP then what are your thoughts on like what is this a are they going to try to throw the Hail Mary and like the inverse Hail Mary? Are they going to try to like fuck Trump? Is this pro Trump? Is this neutral? Is this just a psyop in due course of events?
I'm I'm trying to look for the angle because they are doing everything they can to fuck Trump shit up. Like the spending bill I tried to pass last night with all that bullshit baked into it, that was to try and fuck Trump. So they're doing what they can. As far as exactly what this one is, man, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really paid that much attention because it looks like a fucking total bullshit option. It seems very plausible to me, the theory that they're actually looking for like some nuclear material or some missing bullshit or the missing Ukrainian war, whatever bullshit. That seems completely plausible. It would be bold to run a psyop that big in this year when people are so mistrusting. But I also don't, what's the word? What's the phrase I'm looking for here? It's not out of the question because I think a lot of these people have to be very scared of what happens at this change of power. Because Trump is pissed. All right. And whether he's actually made a deal or not, they still try to fucking kill him. He is pissed. Uh, and he is going to be out to crucify some motherfuckers, if you will, which, yeah, fucking right on. So are they going to throw a Hail Mary and set off a dirty bomb in the harbor in fucking New York and try to blame it on the Ruskies so that we have to fight them or even start that war before January 20th? It's possible. I mean, I'm going to put that in the low probabilities, but it's possible. Is this a bigger psyop to make us believe in fucking aliens or some fucking nonsense? Also in the possible category, put it like a 20. The bigger thing I think is if they just pretend that this is some fucking crazy shit and we don't know where the drones came from, control of airspace, and also keep U.S. get a tighter leash on drones. Maybe drones require like a 4473, like a gun here in 6 months. They're a controlled item because they can do so much damage. Because if drones are the future of warfare, All right, if
Yeah.
you could, if you were a Bill Gates, Kamala Harris type dude, and you go back to the founding of this country, would you have a Second Amendment? Well, fuck no, of course not. All right, you did it would specify shit like single shot musket. So if they're looking to get ahead of drones and like really understanding for the first time what those mean, do something crazy with some drones. The ones that are available right now to civilians aren't that dangerous anyway. Force through legislation that says they had to be a controlled item, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, we get the equivalent of a fucking
Patriot
musket for
Act.
drones. Yeah, Patriot Act. And the government can develop their own drones that they can use also now for surveillance, for all this crazy shit against us domestically as well as overseas. It's a good move. That's that's highest likelihood I see from this.
That's a yeah, I hadn't thought about. Yeah, that's like it's like a National Firearms Act. You're
Yes.
you're not getting total, but you're neuter. You're for all intents and purposes, you're neutering
Yeah.
it. You don't
Yes.
stand a chance. Yeah, no, that's yeah, I could see him doing I don't think nuke because
That's
that's
crazy.
just that's just
Yeah, it's
such
crazy.
a
That's a big one.
that is you're on the tightrope. That
Yeah.
can go south so fucking fast.
Yeah.
And I don't think I don't think that they're like not crazy enough or that they don't hate us enough. I think they do. It's self-preservation.
Yeah.
If anything, it's their selfishness that they wouldn't do it. I could see like a dirty bomb though. I think they do.
Yeah. Be good.
I don't think that prevents Trump. I think we're so far just over the edge. Like we're coming up on 5 years since COVID. I thought COVID was the end of the rope. Like
Yeah,
people,
me too.
there's no almost no acceptance of anything. I honestly think that that helps Trump.
I do
They
too.
set off a dirty bomb. I think 9 out of 10 people are like, yeah, they're doing that to stop Trump. Like that's the acceptance now.
Yes.
That's not like an Alex Jones point. That's an
Right.
acceptance now.
Right.
I don't think we go to war with Russia over that. I think Trump would come out and like fucking tweet at Vlad or something. They'd do some shit where Elon would fly him over or something. So I don't think they'll do that. I mean, I think they might, but I don't think it's gonna prevent anything. It maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm still being naive.
Well, maybe this is actually the buy-in. Maybe they don't care about guns anymore at all. And Trump's already shown like his with the bump stock shit during his own tenure.
Mm,
Maybe this is part of the deal. He's on board for the drone restrictions, so they do something. It doesn't. It's leave out the war part. It's an unknown terrorist actor does some bullshit. Even instead of a dirty bomb, how about they hit one of the fucking reactors up in New Jersey with conventional explosives? Perpetrators never found, or it's Iran. That's a classic too. Fucking
yeah.
goddamn Irans with their Iranian.
Ah,
They flew them over on Persian carpets. It was crazy.
yeah. It was.
And I don't know. We launched a couple cruise missiles back. Fucking nobody gives a shit. But it's all about it's the sleight of hand for the drone restrictions and restricting airspace. It has nothing to do with starting a war.
It could be. Yeah. I mean, this might be like a weird sort of almost like stage of grief, kind of their acceptance now. They're all right, we tried to arrest them. We gave him 34 felonies. We got a mug shot. We fucking missed with a bullet. The election wasn't stolen. They're just like, can we limit drones? Can we have can I have like
Right.
one thing? I'm not getting nude. You're like, can I have a smile? Like it's something like that. And honestly, I would imagine that, and in my mind, I'm like, fuck that. But in the same way where it's like grow the fuck up, like nothing's perfect. I bet if we talk to Trump, who's what 40 years our senior, you're senior, 50 mine,
Yeah.
we talk to him and he'd probably be like, yeah, well, you think there aren't deals cut to get in the off? Like he'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with people that tried to blow my head. You have no idea. We've already prevented 3 nukes. Like you might you might look at him with like bags under his eyes. You might be like, yeah, wait, what am I doing? Yeah. He's like,
Right.
there's gonna be limits on drones. Grow the fuck up. Like you'd probably
Right.
do that. I'd probably be like, yeah, you hear Clay and I were super pro Trump or pro. He'd probably be like, get the fuck out of my. You think that it's all just Christmas and you'd be like, get the fuck out. And
Right.
we'd leave there. I'd just be crying and shit. Like, yeah, that's probably what
Right.
it would. It's probably like, what do you think I'm meeting with Musk and Bezos? It's probably something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
it has actually another brilliant angle of doing this. It cuts off China's R&D budget and but by cutting off their market. So, you restrict the importation of drones to the United States from China specifically because it's controlled technology now. That helps Bezos. Maybe he starts Amazon fucking, nerfed fucking faggot drones for, you can American legal, like it's a fucking,
Like California
magazine.
compliant.
Yeah, California compliant fucking drones. China's losing out on a lot of R&D money and capability because they don't have a product to sell. I mean, it's kind of wins. It's not wins for me because I'm a freedom guy, but fuck man, that's sometimes what life is.
Yeah. Well, no, that could be it. I mean, when you kind of look at those higher level deals, I mean, most notably Operation Paperclip, but but then also bringing back the Japs from Unit 731, and it's like, what happened was horrible. Like it's done, and they have the research. Yeah, they did it on this. Like, yeah, but the war's over, and here's the research on what smallpox does, or what
Yeah,
Ebola does, and it's and not to go again, not to I hate the whole kind of defer up to authority because I think that's morally and intellectually being a pussy. But it is kind of the few good men. Like you want me on that wall. You need
yeah,
you're lucky to not have to make those decisions. But that's above my pay grade. Okay, sure, that's a good way to kind of end the topic. And but like no, someone's pay grade is like, what do we do about this?
yeah.
Someone doesn't get to slide it off, and it might be if all the machine learning, because the drones themselves, there's probably like a sure you can make them advanced, faster, smaller, stealthier, but I think the real juice comes from the machine learning of because it's not individual drones. Like what
Right,
they're doing right now in Ukraine, flying them around. We're gonna look at that the same way we look at biplanes in World War
right. Yeah,
One.
no shit,
You know
exactly
how
right.
they would literally they would
Throw
have a
hand
guy in the
grenades.
back.
Yeah,
Well, not the
yeah.
hangars. They'd also have guys up there that would sketch the front.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah,
go there and then they'd like wrap it around a rock and then throw it back at their command.
yeah.
But at the time, that was like breakneck, like
Oh,
holy
yeah.
fuck, like you can just
Fucking
fly
madness.
around.
Yeah,
So that's what they're doing right now with the controllers. The real power of drones doesn't come from it's a flock of birds moving. It's like what can you get a drone swarm to do? What kind of crazy shifting where you can't even hit them and they're moving and they're just making all sorts and they're striking. I mean, like Dale would say about his like Delta team, he'd say it flowed like water. It was like unconscious. It just you didn't have to
yeah,
plan. It was like an equation for every room. It's just this is just what happens. The real power comes from the machine learning or execution behind the swarm. Well, then how do you do that? It would be hoovering it up from constant real world use. And
yeah.
we're doing that with Russia, Ukraine. You might say, hey, you know, it's like China gets all the TikTok data. Like, okay, cool. You get a bunch of broccoli headed faggots doing dances.
You know how
China
to
gets
twerk the best,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, then what if that same
Which
thing
is
applies?
valuable.
Yeah, but sure, but like, what if the same thing applies to, drones? They get well, if that's now going to the machine learning supermind, and if the entire
Yeah,
skill comes down to what can the swarm do, not the individual members of the swarm, but what can the swarm do, then yeah, you'd go up the logic chain and be like, well, we can't stop China from making drones. What we can do is just stop the flow of information. Well, how do you do
yeah,
that? A great firewall around the US? No. Just make the fucking drones illegal. Make it so there is no information.
right.
That's probably what it is then. And then how do you do that? Yeah. But then why wouldn't they just come out and say that? Why would that require a psyop?
Because you need to get a certain percentage of the American people behind it, and the best way to do that is to, I don't know, blow up World Trade Center building number 7 with an airplane that crashed into it. You know,
What what if they do the sloppiest false flag? What if they do 9/11 again?
what if
What if
they?
they literally crash American airline planes into the Freedom Tower?
Oh God damn it!
I'll hang myself.
Oh fuck!
If they did 9/11 again, but just with the Chinese bent,
With with
instead they
with a
literally
fucking
did it on
Chinese drone.
9/11.
It's got to be a drone. It's on 9/11. Like God damn it! Like
It's literally
fuck, man, come
8:46
on.
a.m. But it's just a red painted plane with like the star.
Right? Like God damn it.
I'd fucking I don't know. But no, yeah, I guess so if you need to sign up. So then to what you're saying about, next year it's all the white guys you got to go and fight. I do think that there is a real possibility of that. And I think you and I have talked about this of like you're in power right now, you realize you're kind of fucked. The next best thing is like sell out everyone and then try to merge with the new thing. And it might be
Yeah,
like Trump gets in, we need you to, we're gonna rile up the whole you can do your border thing, you can rah rah rah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But we need you to completely, we'll use you as a vessel to do what we don't want to do, which is completely roll back DEI, completely roll back trannies and gays in the military. We need the corn-fed linebackers back in the military,
yeah,
but we need a hot war in China. Why
yes,
wouldn't you do that? If you were really sitting at the top, like, yeah, you would, if you're really at the top, you don't have the weakness of ideology.
right.
You're not victim to it.
No,
You would just go, that you literally would just take these glasses off and put on the new one. Like, all right, what are we
no
doing
shit.
now? Like, you would just say,
Right.
how do I stay in power? How do we consolidate our power? And all of this, I would imagine, is because there's a much bigger game of, well, as we're approaching this precipice of AGI, it's really who is in power in the next 5 or 10 years when it takes off that are essentially going to become gods. So you might go, yeah, I'll fucking scrap all of America. Trump, you can have it. Start war with China. I just have to stay in power for the next 5 years. It might be like so far above, like the little shitty, like, is he gonna put up a border wall? Like, it might be
Right.
so far, like we're merging with a Silicon Satan. Like, and I'm like, oh, what? Oh, I thought, oh, fuck. I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, do you think there's a chance that that's what happens next year? White guys get
Yeah,
back.
I think it's a distinct possibility. And yeah, I think honestly at this point things are so fucking crazy and so far like off script that I'm having to like reevaluate my own dynamic. Like what the fuck is going on? Like I don't know. I mean I don't know. I
What do
have to
you,
look at all.
what specifics? What do you mean? It's
Okay, so like last year with all the DL all the way shit was going, I was like, okay, they're trying to like X out Caucasians. Like that is the goal. Especially like heterosexual male Caucasians. Okay, it's war on white people. Would that whole fucking thing have like actually shifted? Could the I don't know the Trump fucking Vance Power faction have been like, oh fuck, you know what? Those guys are actually pretty good at building shit and doing stuff. Okay, fuck that plan, new plan. This is the way forward. I don't know. There's like some hope in that. Some like, oh, okay, maybe everything actually is sort of all right. Uh for once I don't actually know. It does look like a serious rollback. The inverse of that. If you just need the white guys to go die in fucking China and Ukraine, all this other bullshit, that can be achieved. That could be the other side of this coin. I really, for once, am just like, fuck, I don't know.
hmm.
It's a bad place to be. Well, maybe it's a good place to be. Being able to reevaluate your dynamic is important, but it's crazy.
Well, I mean, it is kind of like it's like a global microdose of psilocybin almost. You
Right.
have to look at things. You have to look at things with new eyes. I
Yes.
mean, seriously though,
Well,
that's the benefit. You're right. You look at things with like it's the first
new
time.
eyes. Yeah. Well, look at it even like take it to another. I'm getting the tinfoil sombrero out now. Like
Let's
it
go.
was this small as this
Tinfoil.
big now.
I go tinfoil EODs, dude.
What if the plan, I don't know, let's say a long time, 50s, 60s, when like one faction of the IC was getting its ass kicked by the other, and that would be like the JFK faction and the America First faction was getting the shit kicked out of it by the globalist commie gobbledygook fucking section. And by that I mean the relevant parts of the CIA and NSA, all of our own intelligence services. What if the little factions get his ass kicked? Like, oh fuck, we got to do something else. Okay, how do we actually beat this fucking monster? Well, part of the way that we do that is we let shit get so fucked up and so bad and so dicks cutting off and people being minor attracted and all this other bullshit we let that get so bad that the people have to fucking freak out. And then when they grab for an answer, what's there? Space fascism.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot to that. I legitimately
Really?
think there is.
And then they just fucking counter strike.
Yeah.
Wham! Kill
It's
everybody with, and here
yeah.
we are.
No,
And next,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
And like 5 years from now, I'm drawing a swastika on Mars. Like, how the fuck?
this
Like,
is incredible.
wait,
But the thing is, it
like
won't
this,
be that. The overton window shifts so small. You'd be like, yeah, no, we do swastikas on Mars. Right?
right?
That would just be you'll be like, yeah, that's kind of the thing we're doing today. And we're here with Clay, episode 3400. We're digging digging swastikas on Mars as every good Martian does on this holy day. Like,
We're the fucking new guys in our new power armor. Why do
yeah,
we have to paint the swastikas? I don't know.
yeah, it's just the
Yeah,
fucking it's just you were voluntold. Like that's pro it I do think there's a lot of validity to that, is if you're if it's 1963 and they just domed the president, you're probably looking around and you're like, man, like I knew there was some
oh,
like I knew there was, Smedley Butler, Eisenhower. You're like, I knew there was like something there. I did not realize how strong they were, how powerful they were. There's nothing
right.
we can do right now. And if we show our heads, it's probably a couple generals fucking meeting somewhere in DC. Like we are the legitimate resistance. They're probably a bunch of World War II vets, and they're
The
probably like
paperclip guys in the room with them.
probably with them, like, yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, yeah.
Fucking
But
burner
like,
on bronze. Like, God damn it, fuck.
yeah, no, they're probably there, and they're probably like, fuck, okay. I mean, Patton said we fought the wrong enemy, and then they dunced him, and then 20 years or 18 years later, they take out Kennedy. If we show our heads now, they're gonna blow him off, so we can bide our time, and that might take decades. But you probably do have some guys that were like fucking in the European theater that are like, I literally had like 50 of my friends mowed down in front. They're not pussies. Like, but
Right.
in
Yeah.
their mind, they're like, how do we wait long enough to blow their heads off and down? Like, they're not cocks. These guys are
Right.
all like World War II
Fucking
vets.
gangsters. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one move might be you bide your time, and your existence might not even be known if the
Right.
if the power structure, the coup, thinks it's so absolute. The dumbest thing you can do is start fighting back. No,
Right.
you just keep your head down and go along. And if it might not even be like really. So they planned it 60 years. It might not even be planning 60 for a long time. It could have just been survive, advance, survive. I don't know what we're doing.
Yes. Very
Keep
true. Yeah.
moving. Just keep. Okay, we're still here. We're still here. Right, slowly growing. Try to slowly get more people in positions of power. Even like, well, 9/11. They'd be like, yeah, that the bad guys did that, but it's still biding power. And right now, you might then say, I think what's happening now, it's probably only 10 or a 20-year plan. I think for a long
Yeah.
time you're just staying alive, and then you're starting to go like, all right, kind of internet, you're looking at everything, and you're like, people are questioning 9/11.
Hmm.
You'd go, maybe you let it get fucking insane. Like true, not just
Yeah.
like unpopular
Real fucking
wars.
crazy.
Like, what do you mean?
Like crazy
Imagine,
shit.
imagine like it's 2005 right now. I'm not talking invasion of Iraq. Fucking get the FBI to start raiding home and school meetings. You'd be like, that's impossible. You'd be like, I bet if
What?
we wait long enough, I bet it. And you see it all happening, and you're like, don't say a word. Let it all go through. Let there be trannies with fucking zipper tits chopped off on the White House lawn. Like, just let
the
it,
the government paying ABC News to investigate. It's all this crazy
let
shit.
it keep going. And that's, yeah, no, if I'm like biding time for
Yeah.
for all the marbles, not for like governor of New Hampshire, but for
Right.
like
Yeah. It's a
how do we
bullshit.
take
Yeah.
over the existing hegemon on the planet?
Yeah.
Even if it's like 2020, I'm like, let it
Well,
keep going.
meanwhile, also, what you're investing all your money in tech and all your power structures in the West Coast tech, because technology is the one thing that's like a real force multiplier.
Mm,
It's iron swords versus bronze swords. If
yeah.
you have a superior level of technology and it's sufficiently advanced, that allows you to beat the shit out of, numbers. So yeah, you do both of those things at the same time. You let you just get completely fucking bananas. Meanwhile, you've got your guys continuing to develop all the shit that they can until you get to a point where it's like, okay, this is it. Counter
Go
Strike.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
I mean,
might,
it's
yeah.
plausible. It's very plausible. It kind of looks that way.
And it might not even be like, you would never admit defeat or even unfavorable odds. It might be you're looking at it and you're going, all right, the window for the counter strike is shifting. Because right now it's like there's probably this weird kind of like bell curve where it's like technology is a force multiplier. But if you're doing like an inverse psyop, you're like, yeah, let everyone see the trannies.
Right.
Then in that case, technology is your friend. You're
Right.
like, let it go, let it go insane.
Yeah.
But you probably have, I don't know, one of the good guys, for lack of a better term, like being like, yeah, but by 2030, there's going to be God tier AI, and then our
Yeah.
chances go down to zero.
Yeah.
So it might be that they're just going for it now.
This is the fucking window.
Yeah. And it's like, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But yeah, I think, and I hadn't really thought about it until we were talking, but
I actually hadn't either. It started making a lot of sense as we were going through this.
yeah. But no, but I think in terms of like the long term idea of like oh, you think they planned this in the 60s? No, I think for a long time it's like just survive, advance, survive. Like I'm playing a game right, Delta Force Hawk
Yeah.
Off. It's out, it's free, it's fucking great. I think
Yeah.
it's Chinese malware. I don't care. It's so fun.
Sweet.
But like,
Machine
yeah,
learning.
that means
Machine
it's the people are like, is
learning
that
on
the one with
top.
Chinese malware? I'm like, fuck yeah, it's great. Like, eat a dick, yeah. And so like, but in it, if I get like really fucked and all my teammates are dead, no part, and there's like 20 minutes till extraction, no part of me is like, I have this intricate plan. I'm like, move to that rock, move to that rock. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I found a helmet. Okay. And then I'm moved to that rock. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, I found like an Uzi with 3 rounds. You're like, okay. And as you get moving and as you kind of build momentum, you can start to get a little more bold and you're like, I'm gonna go fucking hit that building and take that. Oh, there's a player. I can avoid him. I'll fucking snipe him. And like as you get moving you can get like a great win. And but it might only be like the last 5% of it was an actual plan where you're like, I'm confident enough.
Yeah.
I've restored health. I've got ammo. I'm going to go for this. You'd be like, you planned that 30 minutes? You'd be like, no, 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 no. 95% of this, I was just freaking the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's been brilliant strategic thinkers throughout time, actually, that are able to flip battles. Is things are not going to fucking plan, everything's gone to shit, but you can still, if you can spot the openings, if you can spot the times where momentum can shift, or those leverage points that you didn't fucking plan on when this shit started, and exploit those gaps, yeah, you can change the outcome of things, and that's uh, now that we're talking about a high probability for what we're seeing right now. And we'll see what this actually comes out to. I mean, this could get fucking crazy the other way, where like the Taliban just took over, like the Baptist Taliban. And I'm like, fuck, they banned liquor. Like, god damn it, like fuck me, man. Like Jesus Christ, I just wanted to dance to Footloose. Like, fuck.
It's it's like that South Park where it's like in our darkest hour, like we called on the Taliban for backup. And then I forget which episode it is, but it's like Cartman's like, I got a friend. And like they look over the horizon and there's just hundreds of airliners. And it's like, he's like, they owe me a favor. And they start like, I forget, they're like, I think it's Jersey Shore. They're like fighting Jersey Shore. And the Taliban's like, they come in and just start plowing like 747 sevens into like the Jersey Shore. And it's like our greatest allies. They owed me a debt. Like, it's, it's I don't it might be something like that. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, it could be insane shit where I mean if we're really kind of going through like that looking glass of if it's all opportunity, you're you're pushing, it's football, it's the last play of the game, you just see an opening.
Yeah,
If that's the case, then it's kind of not that crazy to entertain crazy ideas
right.
because the crazy that it seems crazy if you try to argue that this has been planned. It's not crazy at
Yeah.
all if you go, it was just target of opportunity.
Survive and exploit. Yes.
So if that's the case, and if they're, if the window is like you got to do it before whatever 2030, that's when you're gonna start seeing crazy shit like the US allying with Russia or some shit.
Yeah.
Where it's just
Yeah.
some insane
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? And it's like they know that there's the AI problem too, and you can't let the fucking whatever.
Yeah.
That's where you'll see that shit. Yeah, I mean, we are going into like a kind of like a global schizophrenic break from like any semblance of normality.
Yeah. No, I mean, our shit's all fucking crazy. And China's got its own internal problems of surplus male population and collapsing birth rate and all this shit. So yeah, there's crazier fucking shit, and more. I I guess I'm seeing like the pieces getting dealt out in a way that they haven't been dealt out in, fuck, man, I don't know, 1,000 years. Uh, and these things can happen so fast now too, just because of technology, instant communications, computers, fucking jet engine, all this bullshit. It can all happen so fast. So changes that might have taken a century back then, I mean, we could see this in 5 years. And yeah, it does open up incredible new possibilities for the fucking outcome that I mean, I don't know if anyone can predict.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, one thing I wanted to ask you about is it's something I think I first thought about in like 2016 about how it to a degree it seems like culture kind of emanates off of technology is the boat and culture can kind of be like the wave, not always, but it's like 10-second clips. It's not like that was part of the culture. It's like that became the thing with Vine or Snapchat or TikTok.
Mhm.
Or even just like look at the evolution in memes from 10 years ago. It was like the rage
Oh yeah.
memes to
Yeah.
now. It's like we're at like PhD level memes.
Oh yeah.
You don't
Right.
even have to you just you can just post the thing of Brad Pitt and Fury and everyone knows shoot that guy. It's like and it's shifting so fast that it's kind of like a shockwave front coming off of technology. And normally technology progressed so slowly that culture progressed equally slowly. So the two are almost indistinguishable, like a plane going subsonic. There is no, but as it's sped up, it's not just in the traditional sense of like, yeah, 1,000 years ago you were a blacksmith, your dad was, your grandpa was, and your grandkids will be too. It gets weird. It's like, yeah, your dad had a Model T, and then the next one had a, fucking whatever, and the next one grew up in the 70s and then the 90s, and where it's moving faster, but it's still kind of distinct. Like my parents growing up in the 60s and 70s, that's its own distinct thing.
Yeah.
But as it's getting quicker and quicker, every year starts to have its own feeling. And I wonder if, and we know technology, the rate of acceleration increases, the technological singularity, right? Ray Kurzweil's idea. It might be that culture is coming off of it so fast too, that it's not just shit's changing, the phone is changing so quickly. It might be that culture is also going through its own, like, instead of like iPhone 16, like we're on like culture 16. Shit that normally should have been like 16 generations now
Mhm.
takes 16 years. And
Yeah.
because of that, it is so topsy turvy, and the plane is going so fast, and the culture is coming so far off of it that they're almost not paired anymore,
Yeah.
or they are paired. It's that the shockwave is so strong that everything is changing so fucking fast that there's almost no control of it. It's right. What's the quote? Chaos is a ladder.
Yeah.
It's all the pieces are in the air. Now would be the time to make some crazy moves.
Yeah. No, you're right. It would. It's this is a point I had actually not considered until right now, but no, it's exactly right. So what else has happened to our culture, particularly in the last, I'm going to say 15 years, really since the phone thing, because that changed all the shit. And it changed the language, and kids speak a different languages because they speak fucking abbreviations and shit from texting. Yeah, if so, our culture is actually broken. It's completely, and I don't mean that from like a moralist standpoint. I just mean it's all fucked up, and we are not evolved to deal with this bullshit. We are not evolved to deal with 24-hour a day communication, and so yeah, while things are in this like damaged, kind of like shell-shocked state, that is the time, if you're capable of seize that fucking power, and you can fix it. Like fuck everyone, no more video chats. That's it. Your brains are melting. There are ways to seize power in a situation like that that are not available at any other time. So yeah, that's actually really fucking scary. I had not put those pieces together until right now we talk about it.
Well, when the existing hegemon, be it, from Kennedy till now, or Jekyll Island till now, or 5,000 years ago till now, when that whole thing is just top-down control and everything, it's not that this is necessarily good, it's just that it's fucked for them, which means it's an opportunity for us.
Right.
It's all flying, right? It's like playing Hitman. It's like you pull the fire alarms and throw a grenade in the kitchen. That's the time to make the move. Like you just move through the crowd, fucking go crazy. Like that's the time.
Right.
And it might be that had me thinking on another thing is that um back to like the malleability of minds of are we in a like a very promiscuous kind of sexually deviant morally dead time? Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, yes.
I mean, yes, but then you back to the meme of Weimar conditions, Weimar solutions. Like those weren't like 100 years apart. That was the same generation. I mean, there was in Norman Ohler's book Blitz. He talks about there's like they used to put flyers up in Berlin and said, "Berlin, take a breath. Your dance partner is death," because people were doing crazy shit like drinking ether and going to
Yeah.
the bar, like wild shit. And
Yeah.
then they became Nazi Germany. And then for everyone listening, like what you're pointing out in this case, I'm saying this is good. Is that like when you look at how malleable people are.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, sure. Are we promiscuous, morally dead? Okay, fair, fine enough. But I look at it more as people are very susceptible to any sort of top-down algorithmic programming. Some people will always think for themselves. Other people go along to get along. If you seize power, and all these tools that are in place, the Global Engagement Center, the GEC, which is kind of the government's formalized backdoors into all of these Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you took control of those, could you not then put in your own programming?
Yeah.
People say that's morally wrong, that's ethically wrong. Yeah, we're through the we're
Nobody's
dealing with
ever fucking
we're dealing
stopped
with
anyone
pedophiles who
before.
worship Satan. Fuck off. Could
Right.
you not go in there and be like, okay, remove the ranking of, twerking and partners and just really dial up the value of, I don't know, big families
Raise
and
your
the
kids.
joy of
Yeah.
fatherhood?
You could.
Could you
You
not do
absolutely
that?
could.
And have we not
You
already
could.
seen that with like Apple's commercial, I think around Thanksgiving? They put like this 3-minute commercial that was all about like the beauty of becoming a father.
I didn't
Apple.
see that one.
Yeah. No, no,
Wow. Those
Apple.
motherfuckers.
Apple, not Goodyear, fucking Apple. Like,
Oh shit.
like Mordor is like literally, and it's not, it's like a Christmas tree with like a crucifix on it. And you could go, well, they're just after the money. Good. That means that good. These Nazis are just coming to America to survive. So am I. Good. Like I would rather them than the fucking true believer. I don't want the Japanese that fucking put the grenade on their chest. I want the ones that are like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go teach at Yale. Good. I can work with that.
No
I,
shit.
I I can work with
What
those
with that?
demons, right? It's so if you got to that power though, could you not just, the importance of nationalism? It's because if 90% of people are NPCs who just
Yes, they are.
do what they're told,
Yep.
I am don't give a shit at all if somebody just went in and said, yeah, it's a cool, make instead of making fun of people who are abstain from sex or women who want to get married, make that the cool hip thing, put that on Instagram. Could you not, I mean, fundamentally
Yeah, you could.
shift it back?
Seems like you very much could. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, especially if you use that thing to paint the old way as, the boogeyman and look at what it brought us and all this bad shit. Yes, no, you could. I mean, that's actually historically kind of how this shit goes.
yeah,
Like we gotta burn those motherfuckers at the stake because they caused this shit.
I'm all for it. I'm like I've my evolution in this podcast has been like, well, I think we should really talk about, let's hear each other out. We're all Americans. Now I'm just legitimately like zero sum world. It is a zero sum world. Everything is DEFCON 1. Destroy them.
See, and this is like no bullshit right here. This is where I'm trying to this is where I'm trying to fucking maintain and wonder to myself, is that exactly what's happening? Are they psyoping me, but not with the fucking Weimar conditions in front of me, but with the solution over here, you
Hmm.
know? And am I mad about that?
I think it comes down to, well, number one, if this is all planned and controlled, I mean, hats off. They won the fucking game. If they have
Brilliant.
documents from
Yeah.
the 50s about the American resurgence in November 2024, I'll fucking, hey man, I'll put on the black robe. I'll join you guys. Like, that's fucking incredible. Like, but I think it's more likely, like, yeah, the big money, the big power is they probably still want an America. I think you and I talked about this. I think they also just tactically like America because it's full of resources and has two oceans. Like, this is
Yeah.
their gated community.
Right. Yes.
I don't think they want those people from the city, wink, wink, coming nearby, right? We don't.
Right.
We
Right. Right.
don't. So it's like we want that, and you could say, yeah, they're the Weimar conditions, like this is the solution, but it's like new boss, same as the old boss, and then part of me is also like, yeah, man, like, but that's also like grow the fuck up. That's how like the world moves. If there's truly trillions of dollars at stake and the throne of the global hegemon, yeah, there's probably some grift and some I don't know, dishonesty. And I'm at a point now where I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm like the grandpa, and I'm gonna have some woke grandkids. Like, but don't you think that the algorithms are wrong? And I'll be like, you have no idea what the fuck. Did you know I was at January 6th? Show some respect, like like that's So I guess that's kind of where it's like, is it ideal? No, but it's also I think we got a glimpse of what they wanted
Oh yeah, we
the
did, and
last
it was
four
fucking
years,
bad. Oh, it was fucking ugly.
specifically the last four.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Are some trillionaires going to be made off of the border wall and, American nationalism? Yeah. Are there going to be some unjust wars? Absolutely. I think it's the least shitty outcome. I don't know.
That's the Gruner perspective, actually, though, is what's the least shitty outcome?
Yeah.
And I wish I'd started a border wall construction company 5 years ago and
Yeah.
just waiting in the wings, like, oh yeah, it's us. We specialize in border walls. That's all we do.
Literally all we do.
Veteran-owned small business.
It is literally all we do.
It's-
Yeah. No, these are very enhanced. The problem with sentry guns is they just go after thermal targets, correct? Which is why we don't do that anymore. We go specifically, we use an infrared laser to detect pigmentation in the skin. American border walls. So it's
Don't
like,
come near us with a tan.
listen, we look in that. Well, what about pig? Well, we have on our higher line of border wall, this is where I get banned from Rumble. On our higher line of border wall, we specifically we use 3D scanning to map the shape of the skull. So
No Swedes and no Slavs. Like, oh fuck, oh
it's
fuck.
great. It's mix and match. Now, if you have a Chinese, you can easily take out the old hardware and put in the new one. You see me, blue eyes, round eye, you can put that as priority one, murder.
The fucking American way.
I just imagine like my buddy Siraj at Rumble text me like, "Did you talk about like thermal, like phrenology based border turrets?" I'd be like, "Clay is a veteran. Show some respect. He sacrificed for this country. You piece of shit." Um, I don't know. I think that was thoroughly schizo enough. Are you
That
fine?
was high schizo
Yeah,
for this time. Yeah, that was good. No, that was
yeah.
fantastic.
I think it was fantastic.
You brought out pieces of my tinfoil hat I didn't even know I still had. That's a high bar.
Thank you, sir. Listen, I go for it. I try to. You gotta. You gotta really wrap yourself because there is something about, like really all there is now is conspiracies coming true. So the only real street cred there will be in a couple years will be how much did you accurately predict and how far back did you predict it?
Yeah,
So
and the
to
crazier you
me,
go, the higher your odds. Yeah.
yeah. So at this point, it's like, no. That's like someone saying now, like, I think COVID is a bioweapon. It's like, will you shut the fuck up? Like, but I can show videos with Zoom timestamps from 2020, and like that's my
Right.
Yeah, no. So I think that's kind of the only that's the only real currency there is. Stronger than Bitcoin will be like your conspiracy index.
It's good. That's actually the new social credit score, which you conspiracy index.
That's one. There you go. In terms of using the technology, like what if we had our own
Fucking A.
credit score? It's like how based are you?
I'm a schizo class one. I can walk where I
Yeah.
want.
I
Yeah.
can go wherever I want, get
I can
loans
buy
with
fuel today.
loans with
Like,
no interest rates. Like, like a fucking platinum. Oh, Mr. Kerrigan, would you like to board first? I'd be like, thank you so much. And they'd be like, watch out for the Jewish lizards. And I'd be like, and you, sir. And like fucking everyone else. This is bottom. The fucking untouchables are the fucking people that still believe in like the Russian collusion thing.
right,
Like,
right, right,
they're
right,
literally the streets. Don't look at
right.
them, honey.
Your family supported face masking. You're back of the bus,
Get
back
the
of the fucking
fucking
bus.
back of the butt. No, it's just walking. It's like this is the end of the movie. It's just panning to like a new America with, or rockets taking off and shit. And it's just, but right at the bottom of the frame, you just see just a bunch of guys lining up people in face masks against the wall. Just, well, if that one doesn't get me banned from Rumble, then I,
Well,
I think I can do anything.
fuck. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. I have
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Go fuck. Somebody said that to me the other night. I was streaming. And I was literally playing with a gun, and they're like, "You can't play with a gun at a game stream." And I just like pointed at the camera, I was like, "Go fuck yourself. I'll kill myself to make a point." Like I'm so fucking finished. All right. Well, hey, everybody listening, if you like this, if you don't like that, go follow Clay on Twitter. Go grab his books, all that good shit. Yeah, man. Thank you for your time as always.
Thank you, brother Tommy. Fantastic as always.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless America. Enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Happy happy holidays.
Oh, the back of the bus. Did you say happy holidays on December 19th, 2020 around 2 p.m.? I might have laughed. Women and children, right? Yeah. That's what it takes to maintain an empire, right? The emperor protects. All right.
All right.